Hello and welcome to another edition of Sparky Help. This time, look at the dangerous plugs on the market. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. So here we have an IEC lead. This is a legit one and it has a tag round it which has got information regarding the safety and use of it. And these are rated at 13 amp plug with a 10 amp lead. The cable that's used for this particular one is a 3-core 1mm, and that's what it says on the side to that specification. All looks good so far. Inside here we have the fuse carrier. The fuse carrier consists of a plug top fuse to BS1362, and when we open this one up it has got a 13 amp fuse and it's brown to indicate that it's a 13 amp. All so far so good. And then let's have a look at another lead. So this is another one that I happen to have, and I went through the box. I hadn't used it, or I have used it at some point. There it is. All looks good. And we'll check the lead. There it is. Still the same IEC 3 type lead. This time though, when we look at the flex on this one, and I hadn't really given it any thought apart from when I looked at it, it consists of 3-core 0.75mm squared. And that's fine, it could be a lower rating one, so we opened it up. Have a look inside and see what plug top fuse we have on there. And out it comes. And I have another 13 amp, but straight away I noticed there was something different. For starts, the end caps on this are nice and shiny. And although they don't weigh a lot, this one did weigh less than the previous one and all other ones. And then when you hold them up together, they don't look the same. There actually is a slight difference between the two. At this point, I realised that the lead itself is probably a fake lead in itself. But I thought, well, we'll put it to the test. And here we have our third IEC lead. This, as you can see, I have never used, but I thought I will keep hold of it because this came with something somewhere down the line. And this one is unbelievably dangerous because it is not the same shape, you can clearly see that, but there is no fuse protection in this whatsoever and is not suitable or to be used in our market in the UK and any other country that uses the same type of plug. As it says on here, it says it's 3-core 0.75mm squared again. Now you can see they ordered 3 different plugs that I have. And now when I offer up the clover plug, as they're often referred to, because it looks like a clover shape, when I hold the pins up, the pins are not quite the same size either. So not only is the plug not quite the same size, but the pins themselves are a different size again when you do a direct comparison. Let's have a look at these fuses then. So BS1362 plug top fuses, they make a variety of sizes. So if you've got anything that deviates from this, so there's a 1 amp, there is a 2 amp, and they'll all be printed with the BS on it, but then so was the fake one. And then we have a 3 amp, which is indicated by red by colour. We then have a 5 amp, and there is actually another particular one. There is a 7 amp. I couldn't find a 7, but I did have a 10. And then a standard 13, which is brown. So only the 13 and the 3 are different colours. All the others are black in colour. But the ones you're more likely to come across would be a 3, 5 or 13. So there we put in line all the different types of fuses, and there I believe is the fake one. And there we see the fuses that they make. When I leveled them up, you can clearly see there is a difference in size of these things. And there we have the specification. They should be 25.4mm. And this one happens to be magnetic. And they shouldn't be. And there is a size difference between the two. There is both by the same brand name as what they're saying, but the one on the left is a proper one. The one on the right is a copy. So let's go back to testing. And to do that, we'd normally connect it to a ring final circuit. And so you're aware, it would be protected by a 32 amp device in your distribution board, the chances are. So I've shorted the end out. Please don't try this at home. And when I turn this on, I'm going to load it up for 13 amps for the time indicated. And I'm speeding this up for you. And this is going to get warm. But then it's supposed to. But then remember, the IEC part is rated for 10 amps, so the load would typically be smaller anyway. And now I'm going to a gradual overload. And this took a grand total of 2.5 minutes. So just slowly winding it up. You can see the current rising. We're up to 18, 19, 20. And we're still rising. And we got to 30 amps on an overload, so that's gradually winding up, and then the fuse finally went. Notice the circuit breaker in your distribution board remains on. Those cables now, they are warm. The plug top pins, they are warm. But it all disconnected as it should do. So something would have gone wrong in your appliance for it to overload like that. Now what we've got what I believe is a dodgy lead. I've fitted the correct 13 amp fuse in it, not the dodgy one. And we're going to load this up. Now instantly, because I'm putting extra low voltage through this, I was struggling to push the current through it, which I must admit I had to check a few times to see what was wrong, whether I'd done something wrong. But we'll see why in a bit. I thought there must be high resistance in here somewhere. 230 volts wouldn't have this issue, but I'm running a much lower voltage and a higher current. So we're up to 13 amps. And now I'm going to overload it. And I'm only going up to about 16 amps or so. And I run that for a couple of minutes. And it is, trust me, this is much, much warmer now on this particular one. And like I say, I was struggling to wind the current up. Because they were particularly hot, very hot in fact. And it wasn't until I took this off that you could see that the sheath had started to melt and split. And then I looked inside and there are these little tiny conductors which don't correspond to our colours, but I'm not saying the proper ones might not either. I haven't really looked into them really, but more often than not when I have opened them up. But they've started to melt. And what I noticed then, these are not 0.75mm cross-sectional area, which is why I was struggling to make it work. And now for this clover type plug, which probably hasn't got a fuse in it, but we'll soon find out. I'm going to load it up. This one I could load up a little bit better. So I'm going to run it up at 13 amps and off it goes. And it's running, all good, all fine. And now I'm going to load it up to 20 amps. So I didn't get as much current through it as the first lead, which suggests the cross-sectional area is smaller. You can see the cable's actually laying down now. They're starting to smoke, and I've got 20 amps passing through it. And still it's going. Now, if we'd have kept the first lead on for about this time, for the same amount of time with 18 amps, the fuse would have gone. It's just I was ramping it up. This time I've kept it here. And the plug now itself, as you can see, it's like a sponge now. It's so squashy. And there we go, it shorted out. Now this is very low voltage, so if this had been 230 volts, this would have gone bang very quickly. And I just wanted to take out the 32 amp device next to it so you can see. Trying to short out, But what it is, the conductor strands, they're so thin. There's no strength in them whatsoever. And finally I got it to go. Now I thought, well, let's open the plug top up. Took me a while. They don't want to be opened. They're sort of not what they're designed to be. They're moulded. But when I looked in this particular one, this was the second one, the conductors were that colour. So yellow was earth, blue was neutral, red was the line conductor. But look at the size. And this is compared to a 0.75 millimetre squared in actual. And it's not even half the size, I don't think. Unbelievably small. So this is why it was struggling for the current to go through, and it got really hot really quickly. Now let's have a look at the clover plug. Why these shouldn't be used, because nothing happened in this one. And when you open it up, there we have it. The cables, the conductors, which are at least brown and blue, and a yellow for earth, which should be green and yellow, they are directly onto the pin. So there is actually no fuse protection whatsoever. So if you ever want to change your leads or buy some new ones, make sure you buy the correct ones. As one particular brand that you can see here, check the manufacturer, make sure they meet the specification, and there is a downloadable document that you can see to say what the British standard that it happens to meet. So if you have any of those in your house, get rid of them. I hope that helps. Sparky Help, thank you very much. Please like, share and subscribe.